how the stories unfold.
I love dreams, the LinkedIn kings. He taught the world how to build through strings. It's the next no guessing.
Growth, 4 steps deep, he's coached them both. Top burners, big burners, trainers and pros. Max lit the fire, now everyone knows. Started with a spark, now the blueprint's live. Thousands trained and they multiply. From Facebook chats to LinkedIn leads, he plants the seeds, then watches them succeed. Mentor to coach is the guide for the great. Author, speaker, shaping fate. You don't just follow Max, you duplicate. That's how legends elevate. It's the Max method, built to last. Social selling, scaling fast. Calling the father the go-to name. Max Steingart, he changed the game. It's the Max method, built to last. Social selling, scaling fast. Calling the father the go-to name. Max Steingart, he changed the game. Max method, built to last. Social selling, scaling fast. Calling the father the go-to name. Max Steingart, he changed the game.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning broadcast. And today, the last day of the month. And I know a lot of people are scrambling to close a few more sales. Some of you are actually going to rank advance. So we're here to answer questions. We're here to help all of you go to the next level. All you need to do it is a profile on Facebook and LinkedIn. We posted the other day on my YouTube channel some new examples of how you can generate leads that convert to sales in 90 seconds. And it all comes down to your activity, comes down to what you're posting. So you can go to youtube.com/free leads. You could watch it. Change your profile, start posting, and amazing things happen. So let me look in the chat window. So anybody want, let's see who's. Joseph, you raise your hand. Let me unmute you. Good morning.
Morning, Max. How are you?
Good. You ready?
Yeah. I had a question for you. On one of my contacts, I had an Ashley, and I wanted to respond back to her, but if somebody, we started to talk about this the other day. Oh,
Okay. Let's go over.
I couldn't do a different one. So I'm just bringing up my messages. Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to pop out of my account. You know, this drives me nuts. I'm not trying to get in through Apple. Okay. Let's go over to our messages. Who are we looking at?
Sabrina Small. It's SMALL.
There
That's
she
the
is.
one. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what more we should set for the next message here.
The first thing that we're interested in is need. So she's a remote sales enthusiast, passionate about driving growth and connecting with clients. Well, that's the kind of person you're looking for. Results driven. So the question always is, what do they do? Where is the need? So right now, she's working for the CIEE. Before that, an administrative registrar, YMCA. So we're looking at this to pick up additional levels of experience. Registrar, administrative clerk. I've never been good with Roman numerals. So, okay, so she's had this job for a year and 10 months. Now, so we don't see a particular need. Let's come down here, see what we. Now, we can make an assumption, and we don't really want to make many assumptions. But if she went to college 2012, that was 13 years ago. And so if we assume that she graduated from high school in 2011 at 17. So that would make about 31. Let's go back and take a look at the conversation. Because typically these conversations are going to be the same. So she's honed her skills in sales, continuously seeking opportunities to improve myself. Okay, so she's continuously seeking, but right now she's got a job. Now, so you reach out to her. All right, so this is the kind of response we want. Now,
Yeah, she wants my website.
well, okay, well, yeah, but see, the website that you're going to send it to relates to your company.
Right.
Okay. So before this an easy answer. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to tell you more about my work and my company. I've enjoyed success over the years in sales and real estate because of my passion for helping others. What do you do? I self-study abroad. Now she's starting her own business. Remember what we said. The answers that you get to your questions contain the seeds for your next question. She said, can I see the WWAA website? Now, here's the deal. Before we tell anybody about what you do, we want to know what they know about network marketing. More important, we want to know if she wants to start her own business. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here. Now, future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I'm just going to copy this. Now, and I'm going to paste it. I don't have to upload it. So LinkedIn behind the scenes has made some changes. So if you've got it saved on your computer, first we're going to do that. Then we're going to go to our scripts. Copy that. Just send this to my friends. I hope you enjoy them. Now, I'm also in sales. I self-study abroad. I'm starting my own business. So she wants to see your website. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to say, I'd be delighted to share my website with you. What do you know about the network marketing business model? So, but first, we don't want to talk about that. Now, your career is very interesting. Yes, it is. So, remember, we want to keep the conversation on the other person. Now, let's see here. Now, we've already told her that you met a lot of wonderful people on here. So, I'm going to come down here. I really enjoy enjoy talking to entrepreneurial minded people, the question is going to be, you always want to come up with the question first. That's the question. Now, we can add some dialogue to this. So let's address that. What is the real estate market doing in your area? Is it up? Is it down? Is it slow?
You mean in my area? Yeah, it's up in our Connecticut.
It's up. Okay. So you want to say you. So the question we want to know, well, there's two questions we want to know. What does she do? What does it, normally, if you didn't know what to say, you could say, what does your job entail? But we want to keep it on her. So,
Mhm.
so Now we're going to ignore. She wants to look at your website. So let's find out, because we want to keep it on her. So can I see the WWA website? We're just going to ignore that for a moment.
Okay.
We're going to send that. Now, when she wants to see the website, so you want to get as much information about the other person as possible. So when she says, hey, can I see your website? Hey, listen, I'd be happy to tell you, I'd be happy to show it to you. What do you know about the network marketing business model
Mhm.
before I show it to you? And but what you want to know about her is she says she's starting right here. I'm starting my own business. So remember, questions. What kind of a business are you starting? Why do you want to start your own business? And her goal is to be a landlord. Why? Why do you want to be a landlord? What's the deal with that? So, but we're going to start, the first one is, what kind of a business are you starting?
Oh, that's good.
All
And
right.
before I ask her about network marketing, should I say, why, why do you want to be a landlord? Because
Well,
I've done that.
well, we could certainly say, listen, I've been a landlord.
Mhm.
But think about it. In order to be a landlord, she has to own property, rental property.
Mhm.
And if we look at the most important thing that we want to learn about someone is, what do they do? Well, and what she told us here, I'm starting my own business. So she's very interested in real estate as well. Well, she could be interested in a lot of different things. I'm interested in real estate. My goal is to be a landlord. Okay. What's the business? The most important thing is, what's the business that you're looking to start that's going to generate the capital for you to buy property to be a landlord? The first, we're looking to find the primary part of her, what she's doing. And so when we find out what kind of a business are you trying to start, our long-term strategy should be, well, why that business? What's it going to take to start that business? Depending upon what it is. How much is it going to cost you to start that? You find out what they want to do, and then you can show them, well, listen, if you want to buy real estate, there are faster and easier ways to generate income so that you can buy property and do what I do. It's always finding out the whys. And she doesn't have a need. So the question is, why do you want to do it?
Mhm.
Of course, what do you want to do? And we're in no hurry. Can I see the website? Sure. I can give you it's when I'd be happy to show it to you. What do you know about the network marketing business model? We're going to talk about that. Okay, you got anybody else?
I did have yeah, I have somebody else, but I did have one other question. I've been sending out a lot of messages, and I did get one back to like today, but out of 40 of them that I sent out, that's not. Does this take some people time to get back to you, or?
Well, here's the thing. It's not so much that they get back to you, because you are in control of everything. The important thing is that people, you're sending out messages to people. Now remember, you've got a lot of people that you're connected to. All right, and so we go over here and we look. I hate that. You know, it's such a.
I did have one that I wanted to go over. I did.
All right. So here, if we just come back here. Now we go back to your connections.
Mhm.
So the important thing is that these people have all accepted the connections.
Gloria Duck, the third one down,
Okay.
because we sent her some messages and we asked her a question. She hasn't got back, so I just don't know what.
All right. So let's look. A store manager.
And we asked her why she had to open to work, and then she never said anything after.
Okay. Now, so let's look at her profile. So she's been with him for 5 years. Now, if we look here, we can see, oh, here she saw this.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, see, it's entirely, you control the conversation. She doesn't want to talk about why they have the open to work frame. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to look for light at the end of the tunnel. Now we're going to come back. First, we're going to send this. And now, she just saw that. So she's looking. Now,
Mm-hmm. She's typing.
this is, folks, pay attention to this. Okay, this is how fast it goes. Now, she may come back and answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have made many friends. So we're going to say many okay, so now we don't have to do that
Mm-hmm.
in the next few months.
Can we put that my Rite Aid shut down a couple of weeks ago?
I'm sorry, what?
No, all right. I shut down like last week, and I said a lot of people I knew there are out looking for jobs, and
Right. Okay, so but again,
ouch, it's about her.
all right. The thing is, we've got a number of different strategies. So she's telling you, my company filed 11. We will be closing our doors in a few months. So the question here is when? Ouch. When will they be closing your store? Why do we want to know that? So we know now some people are going to say, now this, years ago, a few years back. So now the question is going to be, when will they be closing your store? Now we did it with somebody else yesterday, and we don't know. Might be a couple of months. So now, to the merchandise manager, I'm not sure. Now, while we're thinking, we just have to go like this. I'm not sure. So 2013. Well, years. Remember, we want to keep the conversation on her.
Mm-hmm.
So what prompted you? So again, the question, so what prompted PROMP? So that's the question. What prompted you to get into retail sales and management in the first place? Now, we just don't want to hit a question after question after question. We've got to have a little conversation. You come up with the question first. Then, well, we could say a couple of things. We could say, number one, Now, I was typing in there. I see you've moved up the chain. But we want to keep the eyes to a minimum. So, but you know, it's there. So you certainly moved up the management chain in the last 12 years. Now, we're not going to, so what are you going to do next? Number one, she's got 2 months, 3 months. So again, this is part of the Socratic method of selling that works like magic.
And it should be a management in the first place, I think.
What?
The second paragraph, you left out first place at the end. You had first and the question mark.
Okay, so what prompted you to get into retail sales and management? So what's missing?
No, you have in the first, you just took out place. You just,
Okay, in the first place.
yeah, you erased it before. Sorry,
That's all right.
thank you.
So you want to get people talking. Okay, I mean, that's the thing, get them talking. And so we could have asked her, what did you do before you got into retail? But let's find out what prompted her to get into retail sales and management in the first place. What does she like about retail sales and management? What does she like about it? Because right now, everybody that works for Rite Aid is thinking, go to work for another store. I've got experience. Of course, the question is going to be, what retail store? Where are they going to go? But they've got a couple of months to decide. So everybody in Rite Aid is out looking for work. And the longer they're looking for work, see, they're working. So they're going to be leaving resumes. They're going to be doing all kinds of things while they're looking for work. And the longer they're looking for work, again, there's a big rush. You know, we looked and we saw how many Rite Aid. So let's send this.
And Max would, if I wasn't talking to you, would Max Chat GPT be a good place to go?
Well, that's, in order for any chat to work effectively, you really have to give it a lot of information. Now you could certainly try, you got to look at the answer you get, and then you have to modify it to fit the individual person. All right, but the more you and I work together, you're really going to find you don't need to use Max GPT. You really don't, because we're going to develop our own strategies and scripts. Again, the thing is, Max GPT, Chat GPT gives you it just unloads, gives you an awful lot of stuff. You have to pull out, what's relevant. But after we've been talking to people for a while, there's going to be a pattern here. We want to keep it focused on them. We don't necessarily want to bring up what you do. It's all about learning enough about them to see if you even want to bring up the business. So by sending, again, the most important point to this is that, let's pop this over. The most important thing is to learn about them, and it's up to us to move the conversation forward. We go back to all the people that you've written to. The important thing is that they accepted the connection. Now that they've accepted the connection, we send that third message. And what did it take to get her to answer? We could have sent her, the future belongs to those that believe in the beauty of their dreams. Okay. Or we could have said, hey, but she didn't tell us. She didn't answer this. But if we sent her the other one, the future belongs to the anything. It doesn't matter what we sent. We got her attention.
Mhm.
Okay. And all we would, I just said this to, I hope you enjoy them. We never had a chance to ask her another question. Why do you have the open to work frame? My company filed Chapter 11 and we'll be closing our stores. What we send, as long as it's coming with a moving image, is where you're going to take this. So if we go back over, your connections over here. The question is, it doesn't matter. If we look at Ashley here, outside sales. Now, is there a need? Maybe yes, maybe no. So she just got this job a month ago. Is there a need? Not really, but we're connected. So, when we look down this list, now that you're connected, we're going to decide when we send out that third message. So you got this one here, Jenna. Living freely, loving deeply. Okay, send me a direct message. Let's chat.
Do you think that's real?
Um, um, do I think it's real? What? She probably could have used a better picture with it,
Mhm.
But the thing is, again, living freely, loving deeply. It's an interesting way, to start a conversation. And there are going to be others,
Mhm.
and what would we do in a situation like this? Yeah.
Well, yes, this is the one that is in one of the businesses that I'm in. So we looked at this the other day. So I do know of this person.
All right. So,
Yeah, she's part of the same group that I am. So
okay. So,
I don't think.
if you come down here, from here, you can see she's a day trader.
Mhm.
Goes down to 2023. So now let's go back to her message. So what you do in a case like this, what you do in a case like this, so she's doing it tomorrow. Well, you missed it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm in this group, so that's why I didn't answer her back.
okay.
I realized that she was part of our same group. And
Okay, so you're part of the same group. So again, we do what we call the sidestep. You could even come back and say that you're in the same, I'm in the same group. So the question is, what did she do before she got in this group? Because we're talking about something that she started last year. And she says she's also an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So what did you do before what did you do before you got into this? Would be the question.
Mhm.
So we come back. Okay, so let's see what this says. Okay. So Holton Boggs, network marketing. So she posted this 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna go, I'm sorry. Well, okay, so now we want to answer a question. You never want to talk about the business. Now, Holton was involved in a company called, it was the coffee company.
Did quite well doing that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And then it was kind of funny because what happened was they never used social media to do it. And company got to a certain point. In fact, two of the top earners in the company.
Organic gold, wasn't it? Something like that?
Right, yeah, right. It was Organo Gold. but they didn't have any online tools. So two of their leaders approached me. They loved what I taught, and they said, we're going to put together a tool for the business adopting your strategy because it makes so much sense. And at one point in time, Holton, was encouraging them to do it. He was going to bring it to the company. They never adopted it. And at the end, Holton ended up going someplace else. He got into it. He got into a number of multiple things. And in fact, that's one of the places where I picked up that project launch script. He used it tirelessly. Okay, so
Still owns iBoomerang, right?
yeah. He went to iBoomerang. He was also doing something else. He got involved with some kind of a investment thing that turned out to be a scam. And he lost a lot of money. People that he recommended also lost a lot of money. So, so this thing here, we don't want to talk about it. At some point in time. So the question, it's all about her. It's all about her. Okay, by telling people Holton is involved with it, I mean, she's telling everybody she's in network marketing. You want to know about her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what kind of work have you done before getting into these things? Because what is she? How is she surviving financially? We know, or we should feel pretty comfortable that she can't be making a lot of money with this. And the other thing, her profile can't be helping her much either. We come back and look at it. Well, she's got over 500 connections. Let's come down here and say, oh, she's got 2,300. She's connected to 2,300 people, but we've seen if we come back and look at, let's come over here to your connections. So you got people here. This person is following you, inviting you to connect.
Yeah, we decided it was bogus.
Exactly. So if we go and we look at her profile, all right, well, she's got 500. You come down here, she's got 1,200 people that have connected with her. And we know this is a bogus profile. So at the end of the day, it's going to come down. More important than anything else is as you look at these people here, you want to pick out the ones that you, right out of the gate, feel like you have the best shot at and work with those, because you can't work with everybody. But you can move these conversations along, and then when you feel like you're not getting the answer that you're looking for, you stop, and then you go to somebody else. And that's the way the whole thing works. So that's kind of where you are. All right.
So if Glory doesn't answer me back for the last message, what should I just give her a little time or?
Well,
It was Gloria Duff, GLORYDUFF,
GLORY.
ORY, then a Y there, and then Duff. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, because she was right on and she was answering all the questions and she just stopped.
Okay, right. But see, here's the thing. People have things going on.
Okay.
Okay, so what you want to do here, we center this. Now we could come back and again, we could pop over here. We could go over here. You're connected.
Hmm.
So now what you want to do is you want to share things, motivating things, messages. And there's other things, on other topics that you focus on. It's up to us
Hmm.
to move the thing forward by presenting her, giving her an opportunity whoops. So let's come over here. Motivational messages. Copy that. You can fool all the people some of the time. So you post things. Time equal life. Therefore, waste your time and waste your life, or master your time and master your life. So you start posting things, sharing things. And we'll come down here. And what we do is we're sharing things. You will either learn to manage money or the lack of it will manage you. What we want to do is we want to post things. You're going to come up with a library. You can never plan the future by the past. You put stuff up there that will resonate with the audience, that will resonate with your audience.
Hmm.
Okay, so here's one of Jim Rohn's about leadership, posting things about leadership, especially when we're talking to people in management. So you're gonna have, like I said, a reservoir, life and time. Life and time are two best teachers. Life teaches us to make good use of our time, and time teaches us the value of life. So when you start quoting different people, this is one that's kind of interesting. Napoleon. A leader is a dealer in hope. By posting things like this, people get it. And here's another one. Leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. That if you must be without one, be without the strategy. So what we're doing here, here's another good one. This is a good one for people at Rite Aid. They're about to lose their jobs. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. Just because people don't write back when you send them a message, the way to communicate, the way to get people to talk to you, to respond to you, is ultimately going to be what you post. Remember, we've used examples of relationships that have gone on for 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, where you spent less than 15 or 20 minutes in actual conversation, but they end up looking to get into your business. Why? Because of the relationships that are created by what you post. Because at the end of the day, it helps people get a clear idea of who you are. So let me come back. Now we have our coaching mastermind at 1 o'clock. Let me come back over here. Let me kind of scroll down. All right, so it's been a while. So let me come up here and look at Daryl.
Thank you.
You're
That was a
welcome.
big help.
Thanks. So let's look at Daryl. Again, it's all about what you do, who you talk to, what you post. This reminds me of a post we made for somebody else whose goal was ultimately, she's living her goal. She moved to the beach. And there's a quote on here: if you're lucky enough to live on the beach, you're lucky enough. So we're posting these things. What I'm looking for is people that are liking it. Let's go over here. So Daryl, how's business? It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Well, at least you're on and you're working. So how's business? Are you getting any bites? You signing people up?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. All right. And
But to be truthful with you, I haven't been doing the things you've been teaching me, and if I would have been, I would have been having more success because the few times I did the things you suggested, they worked.
right. But
Every time though. That's the thing. I just wanted you to know that.
well, Daryl, listen, I appreciate that. And you have no idea how many times I talk to people that somehow they get distracted, other things, get in their way. They try other things, and like you said, when you did what I was showing you to do, it was working. But the beautiful thing is, you can get back to that. Okay, the thing is, you're up to 439 people. You had, and I will tell you that you hold the record for people that I've worked with. Let me see if there's anybody on it that even came close to you. No, Ian in Australia, Daryl beat you. Okay, it took Ian forever to get hooked up, and he had all kinds of issues. But Daryl's problem was kind of unique, in that he had two email addresses to LinkedIn. One was hooked up on his phone, the other one was hooked up on his computer. And that just created problem after problem after problem. I mean, we went almost 4 months trying to figure it out. And how do we figure it out? By trial and error. It was crazy. And, but we got through it. And now, so you're connected. So again, some of the people you're connected to are really going to turn out to be prospects for your business. Other people know. So as long as we could recognize who we want to continue to talk to, distinguish them from who we don't want to talk to, you haven't lost any of the activity. Everything that you've done is still here. And that, my friends, goes for all of you. Okay? You can pick it up anytime. Start again. But you've got to be consistent. Okay, you got to be consistent. Let me take a look at Bruce. Okay, so Bruce, you're up to 910 people. So you got one person there that liked it. 2 people liked it. So these are all opportunities. 3 people liked it. So that's what you're looking for. The people that like it. That's where it goes. So I'll meet Bruce.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Bruce. So how have you been? How's business?
Doing better. You know, I'm still kind of recruiting these little leads I have as well. So,
Okay.
but
So what
I'm
are you,
always,
what are you trying to sell now?
primarily Legal Shield is the one I'm working with.
Okay.
I've actually gotten into also LifeVantage just because I want the products there, but you know, I've signed up as a distributor as well, so we'll see what happens. But Legal Shield is the main thing I'm using.
So and you're using that fella that was gonna get you all these leads.
Yeah. Hmm.
How's that working out?
It's doing okay. My main problem is I'm not able to text very well. My texting function doesn't work very well. And so he's actually working on a system that's going to do more automated texting for us. So that's hopefully right around the corner. He's working on, he found one that's called Go High Level, but he doesn't like the way that works. So he's working on another system. So hopefully that'll make it a lot more responsive. Right now I have to text manually.
So what do you mean? What's wrong with texting? I mean,
Oh no, it's a phone system problem, I guess. I'm with a carrier called Xfinity, and when I go there for an answer, they don't have one. I spent like 6 hours there trying to get a response, and they don't know what to do.
Okay. So all right. So you've been using that for how long?
At least probably about 3 months, 4 months, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still I'm coming back to you because I also use the leads that you provide. I mean, the leads that you work with as well. You know, to build a relationship with people. But I'm kind of split with my efforts there.
All right. Well, again, you want to try something new. At some point in time, you give something 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And then, if it's not working, because every day that goes by that you're not talking to somebody and closing a sale, you're losing time and you're losing money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That becomes the important thing. So we're all connected. See, at least here you've got people that like what you're doing. The question is, are they prospects for your business? And what we're finding now, and we've been proving in the last 45 days, is with LinkedIn, people are getting well, you just saw, you do something, people see it, they react to it, they respond to you. And we've got all these people. Let me just show you this, because this is a gold mine for all of you on LinkedIn. You come up here, you do a search for Rite Aid. Now, they've announced they're closing. They're going bankrupt. You go over here to people. Now, everything is changing. I'm not very happy with some of the changes that LinkedIn has made, but you have to deal with it. So how many people in Rite Aid every one of them is going to be out of work in 2 to 3 months. All right, so there's 110,000 people on Rite Aid. Now, whether they say they're over to work or not, they are all looking for work. So we want to filter it down. Rite Aid, store manager. Got 23,000 store managers. Come back over here. District manager. They manage a lot of stores. Got 5,700 district managers. Come back over here. Trainers. A regional pharmacy trainer. Yeah, 4,400. There is no shortage of people to talk to. And you saw how quickly people will react, people will respond. Now, I sent out an email this morning. I'm not sure when it's going to go out. But for the summer, I've set up another training program. And you can pop on our mastermind session. That's going to start in about a half an hour. And we're offering, this is for 3 people only, a 50% discount on some of the coaching programs that we've set up. So you can either write to support@maxsteingart.com. You could send me a direct message on LinkedIn. It's only for 3 people. And just send me a message and say, let me know you're interested in coaching along with your phone number so that I can reach out to you. And depending upon, and for some of you that are already in coaching, because it always comes up, can you use the 50% discount and just pick up extra hours of coaching? And the answer is yes, but I'm only doing it for 3 people. Okay. So I will be back at, looks like in 35 minutes. And let me, I'll put a link in to the mastermind session for those of you that don't have it. Ready? I'll be back in 25 minutes. Oops, 35 minutes. Folks, you're sitting, I don't care what you're selling, you're sitting on a gold mine. When major stores close, and I'm talking about major stores, there is a pattern of behavior, there's a pattern of conversations that you can have with people that when you bring over a store manager, they don't come by themselves, they bring their employees with them. When you bring a district manager over, he can go out and he could connect with all the managers. And of course, it depends on how the people that you work with like them. You know, some, I was working with somebody who said that, came into a business and they said, well, let's go out and connect with all of these other district managers. And of course, depending upon how the people that they manage feel about the person. Okay, because some district managers, they oh my God, he's such a jerk. I was going to use another word. They hate him. So a district manager that's not a people person, that doesn't help the people that they manage, it's going to have no credibility. Nobody's going to want to follow him. In fact, they want to go the other way. All right. So I will be back.